Welcome to Knitting Nicely. I'm Danielle Chauvet, and today we're going to learn about putting an I-cord edging on a two-color brioche. Be sure to check out my description below for more information on knitting and on how to contact me. All right, so here we go. Okay, so this is how you make this little I-cord edge on your work as you go, instead of adding it at the end, which I feel like takes a really long time. But adding it as you go feels like it's just part of your work. So I am doing a two-color brioche, and this side with the gray is my back side, and this side with the pink is my front side. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I make this I-cord edging as I go. Now, as you can see, the yarn is coming from way back here instead of at the end, and that's how this I-cord is made. Because the last 3 stitches when I was doing this row, I just slipped them across without knitting them. So now I'm working a wrong side row, which means I'm going to purl these first 3 stitches. So I've got 3 purls, 1, 2, and don't want to split the yarn. Get through that yarn without splitting. And 3. Oh, I think I still split it. I have really small tips on this because I like my tiny little tips. Okay, there we go. And then my pattern calls for another purl, and then in order to make this an increase, you see this is increasing, and it's a yarn over increase. You can see the little holes. So I need to do a yarn over, and then my first stitch is actually going to be a slip 1 yarn over. I've got that one, and then I'm going to do a burp, and then slip 1 yarn over, burp, slip 1 yarn over, burp. And I do all the way across that way, slip 1 with the yarn over and burp. Now I'm going to speed up this video so that you don't have to watch me do this entire row, because it's just repeating itself over and over. Slip 1 yarn over, burp, slip 1 yarn over, burp. But when I get to the end of the row, I will slow it down again, and you'll be able to see what I do at the end of a wrong side row. Okay, so now I only have a few more stitches left on here. So I'm going to do those last few, yarn over, slip 1 yarn over, burp, slip 1 yarn over, burp, and then my pattern says to go ahead and do another slip 1 yarn over, and then I'm going to do an extra yarn over to make that increase. Okay, so there's my second yarn over, and then I'm going to do a purl. And then instead of purling these last 3 stitches, I'm just going to move my yarn to the front and purl, or slip each one purlwise. Okay. Now, since this is a 2-color brioche, I have to slip all my stitches over to the other side of my needle so that I can work my gray color. And then I will keep it facing the same way. The wrong side is facing me still. And then I'm going to use my gray color to go across in the same direction I just went with my pink color. And I'm going to do the same thing at the beginning of this row. I'm just going to go ahead and purl these since it's the back side. Purl these stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then my pattern says to go ahead and purl 2 more, because I don't make an increase when I'm using my gray. I only increase when I'm using the pink. And now I'm going to do a bark, and then slip 1 yarn over and a bark, slip 1 yarn over, bark, and I do that all the way across the entire row again. So I'm going to speed up again so you don't have to watch me. And when I get to the end of the row, you'll see what I do at the end of the wrong side with the gray color row. Okay, so we're at the end of this wrong side with the gray color, and I just have a few more stitches of my brioche. So slip one yarn over, bark, slip one yarn over, bark, and then I got another slip one yarn over, bark, and then my pattern says to do 2 purls. So 1, 2, and now I've got only 3 stitches left. So I just bring my yarn to the front of my work, just like I did before with the pink, and just slip those last 3 stitches. Now I've got both of the yarns at the same side, so now I get to turn my work. And now I'm going to work the front side, with the pink showing the most. So I just finished doing a gray. Now I'm going to work with the pink. Those hairs out of the way. So I've got pink, and it's coming from that 3rd stitch over, and I'm going to just go ahead and knit the first 3 stitches because that's my I-cord, and it's a right side row, right side facing. And now my pattern says to knit another stitch, and I need to do an increase because I'm working with pink. So I do a yarn over for my increase, and then I need to do a knit 1, and then slip 1 yarn over, bark, slip 1 yarn over, bark, get more yarn, slip 1 yarn over, bark, slip 1 yarn over, bark, and I do that all the way across this row. Front side row with pink. When I get to the end, I'll show you what I do at the end of a front side row with my main color, which is pink. Okay, I'm at the end of my front side showing with the pink yarn, my main color, and I only have a few more brioche stitches, so let's do them now. Slip 1 yarn over, bark, slip 1 yarn over, bark, and then my pattern calls for another slip 1 yarn over, and then a knit, and then I need to do my increase. That's a yarn over and another knit. And then instead of knitting those last 3 stitches, I just keep my yarn in the back and slip them. Okay, now I need to do the gray color going in the same direction, so I slip all of my stitches to the other end of my needle. And now I'm going to work the gray color. Same thing with the gray color. Since the front of my work is showing, I know that I need to knit these first 3 stitches. So that color, that gray, is coming from, whoa, I almost lost a few stitches off of there. Put those back on real quick. You can see the gray is coming from a few stitches back. It's kind of twisted with the pink, but you won't see that because that I-cord, when it curls around, will cover that. So we're going to knit those first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then my pattern says to knit 2 more. And since this is not an increase row, I'm using gray, so I know I don't need to increase. Now my next stitch is going to be a slip 1 yarn over, and then a burp. Slip 1 yarn over, burp. Slip 1 yarn over, burp. And I go through the entire row that way again. And once again, I will speed it up and then show you what I do at the end of a right side row showing with my gray yarn. Okay, I'm at the end of my right side row showing with my gray yarn, and I have a few more brioche stitches to do. So that is, slip one yarn over with a burp, slip one yarn over with a burp, and then my pattern calls for one more, slip yarn one over, and then a purl, and then a knit, and then since this is the front of my work showing, I keep my yarn to the back and slip the last 3 stitches. Okay, and that's all there is to it. The pattern repeat is only 4 rows, so you just repeat those 4 rows over and over again, and you'll be increasing by 4 stitches each time you complete those 4 rows. And you just end up with this nice little I-cord edging that looks really good on both sides. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like more videos from Knitting Nicely, please hit the like button and subscribe. Happy knitting!